How do you feel about the dismantling of the Board of Education?
Department.
Department of Education.
You know, being the chair of USC and having some involvement in dealing with the federal government, I don't know if I would completely dismantle it, but it has to be completely reinvented. And I do agree with the idea that the state should be responsible for the education system and less being done at the federal government. So, you know, I am an advocate of less government, more local control. I'm an advocate. I think they should break up LA Unified. The district is too big, and I think it's too disconnected from the parents and the students, and it should be more localized so there's more accountability. That's where schools, I think, really thrive. But so I generally agree with dismantling Department of Education because I did agree with having less government in general.
What about the possible services that they provide? Like they have nothing to do with curriculum, right? The services for that comes from the department. What are the services that come from the? You don't want to
Well,
say?
I think
No, we can. I mean, I know that the IDEA wouldn't go away, so that we would still get special education funding. It just might be in the form of grant blocks. I think it depends on.
I think the money has to still flow down.
But
for
the
those
Department of
programs.
Education already doesn't do anything with curriculum. So if you don't like the way California is running the education system right now, why would you want to give them more money and say over where it's going if you think that they're messing with the money already, that they're not having it funneled through the schools correctly right now?
Right, but that presumes that the federal government's going to do it better. And obviously the federal government's involved now and it's not helping.
I presume that the federal government has it earmarked so that it has to be used for Title I funding for these schools, or it has to be used for special education.
Yeah.
Whereas if the district or if the state now has control over it, then they can decide it is not used. This chunk of money is not going to be used for that.
But I agree with you that the funding should still stay earmarked. The question is, do you have to have this massive bureaucracy that's costing billions of dollars to operate in order to do that funding? Can you have a much smaller department that's more focused on critical items, that's holding states accountable without having this massive bureaucracy? So that's where I come from. I would never want to change special education or the needs of the children. I mean, I've got a daughter with hearing loss, and it was massively frustrating in schools, the lack of understanding of somebody with hearing loss. Even at USC, in college, the support systems, they just didn't understand it. So I am a huge advocate of special education for kids that have special needs.